guys, welcome back to another episode of Latravia's Kitchen. I know you see that gorgeous thumbnail, right? We are having, per subscribers' request, beef and broccoli tonight. So let's get into the ingredients. Of course, for your beef and broccoli, you're gonna need some broccoli, right? So we have a full head of broccoli that's already been washed and cut into these little pieces right here. You don't want the pieces too big because then it'll take longer to cook. We have our beef right here, and I'm using a sirloin steak that I've already chopped up into these little chunk-sized pieces right here. We're going to be using some soy sauce, as you can see right here. You can use regular soy sauce or use the less sodium one. We're also going to be using some cornstarch, as you can see, some black pepper, kosher salt, minced garlic, some lime juice, some sriracha, some beef broth. I'm going to be adding a little bit of teriyaki. I know beef and broccoli is more like the Chinese American meal, but I like that little sweetness that this adds to it. Since we have the heat with the sriracha, I'm going to add a little bit of teriyaki to mine. And then we also are going to be using some vegetable oil while we cook our steak. We also have some light brown sugar here. And we're gonna top it off with some sesame seeds, you guys, to keep it a little bit closer back to the original. So first thing what you wanna do is you wanna make sure you already have your broccoli kind of chopped up like this, and your steak is kind of chopped up. Either you wanna have it in like thin slices if you want thin slices, or chunks like this. And you wanna measure out 1/3 cup of your soy sauce. We're gonna let our steak marinate. So we're gonna pour this soy sauce in this bowl here. As you can see, we poured that in there. We're going to be adding into here some lime juice, you want about half a cup, like half of a lime, you know, so it's not gonna be half a cup, sorry about that. Just half of a lime. There you go. That might be like half a tablespoon. We're gonna add in some of our kosher salt. I'm gonna add in some of my teriyaki. So we've already did about 1/3 cup of the soy sauce, right? I'm gonna bring it up to just under 1/4 cup. Pour that in there. We're going to add in a tablespoon of cornstarch. And just drop that in there. Then we also want a tablespoon of this light brown sugar here. Now, if you don't have light brown sugar and you got dark brown sugar at home, just as long as you're using brown sugar, right? So let's go ahead and get us a tablespoon of this. And drop that in there. So now we're gonna whisk this up. Try to get it nice and mixed. You know that cornstarch is gonna have a little bit of chunks in there. Try to whisk through the chunks. So then you got it, a nice consistency, like kind of how you can see in this bowl here is just flowing back and forth. We're gonna add in our steak. So remember I said you can have your steak thin slice or chunks like how I have mine. And we're just gonna drop these steak pieces in here. We want all the steak to get a nice little marinade going. So we got the steak in here. We're gonna move it around, make sure we want everybody coated, right? So let's go ahead and stick all these down in here. And we're gonna add some pepper. Just sprinkle that pepper over the top. So guys, we're gonna let this marinate for about 20 minutes. So guys, we have completed our 20-minute for marinade for our steak. And it's time for us to turn the stove on to about medium heat, about medium-high heat here. And we're going to pour in about 2 tablespoons worth of this vegetable oil. So we're just gonna pour this in here. And we are going to take the steak out. We don't want to crowd the pan, right? So we're just gonna put some of these pieces in here. If you have to do 2 batches, then cook 2 batches. You hear that sizzle going? It's starting to cook, you guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook the steak 2 minutes per each side. And because I have chunks, I'm gonna make sure I try to get each and every side of each piece of my meat. So as you can see, we cooked our meat 2 minutes per side. So we're gonna take our steak and set it off to the side here onto another plate. So we got our steak off to the side on this plate. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add in our minced garlic here. Just put it over the bottom. We still have a little oil in the bottom of this pan, so we're just gonna coat that. Turn this down to about medium low and add in a tablespoon of our cornstarch here. And we want to try to coat that minced garlic with this cornstarch. So just roll it around. And then add in a half a cup of our beef broth. Just keep stirring that around. And we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of our brown sugar. Let's stir this brown sugar on in here, mix it up. That cornstarch is acting as a thickener right now. So we're gonna have a nice thick sauce for our beef and broccoli. And then you wanna measure out 1/3 cup of your soy sauce here. And pour that right on in there. We're also going to do about 1/4 a cup of this teriyaki again, just under 1/4. So go ahead and pour that on in there as well. And while we're adding, let's go ahead and add about 2 teaspoons of the sriracha. And let's go ahead and mix all this in together here. So it looks like it's all nice and mixed here. We got a nice sauce going for us. I can smell some of that sweetness, and I can smell some of that heat from the sriracha there. We're gonna bring it to a simmer. So as you can see, we are bringing this to a simmer. You can see the bubbles coming right in there. So at this point, we are going to add in our broccoli. And I'm gonna add in a little pepper as well. Stir and make sure our broccoli gets nice and covered, evenly distributed. So we turn our heat up a little bit, and we got our broccoli starting to simmer. So we're gonna cook it for about 5 minutes. That's why we want it to be those nice little small pieces that I showed you earlier, because you want it to be able to, all of it to be able to evenly cook, and you don't want it to take too long. So you just want to make sure all your broccoli has some kind of a sauce on it and is nice and covered and in the pan, and allow it to cook for 5 minutes. So it's been about 5 minutes for our broccoli, and guys, it's smelling so good in here. I can't wait. I'm hungry. I've been thinking about this all day. When I say I've been thinking about it all day, I mean all day, even while I was at work, guys. So look at this broccoli right here. You see this? Let me bring this closer to you so you can see. Our broccoli looks like it's really nice and cooked, right? You see that? So now, since our broccoli is done, we're adding our steak back into the mix, you guys. So let's go ahead and take this steak. You see how pretty that looks? Nice and juicy. Let's go ahead and take this steak and put it right back in here. I'm gonna get these juices too, because you know that's good. So we got our steak back in the mix here. Let's stir this all up real good. Now, if you want, you can eat your beef and broccoli, just beef and broccoli, but me, I'm gonna eat it over a bed of rice. I got me some white rice that's already been cooked, and it's nice and hot, waiting for me back here. And guys, it's time. Let's add our sesame seeds, okay? So let's go ahead and top this bad boy off with these sesame seeds right here. Just as much as you would like. Not a certain measurement for that one. So I'm just gonna stir my little sesame seeds on up in here. Let them get some sauce on it too, you know. Guys, look at this beef and broccoli. We have already topped it with the sesame seeds. It looks so great and it smells even better. I cannot wait to taste this. And just so you see, yes, we already got that white rice over here. You see that right there? So guys, like I said, it smells so great in here. I cannot wait to dig in. I know you see this plate right here with this beef and broccoli. Don't it look good, you guys? I know it does. So all of the directions, all of the ingredients, they will all be down in the description box below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, this is per subscriber's request. So if you have a request, reach out to me. Let me know what you would like. I will most definitely make it happen for you, okay? So I hope you guys all have a great night. Bye.